Nation Sports Show. Tonight on a Nation Sports Show, we continue our coverage of the 2025 NBA playoffs. We continue to analyze round 2 of the semifinals matchups in both the Eastern and Western conferences. Tomorrow, May 14th, Christmas comes early for all of us sports fans. The wait is almost over. The 2025 regular season schedule of the National Football League will be revealed. From the opening game kicking off the regular season to all of the primetime games on Thursday, Sunday, and Monday Night Football, along with the Thanksgiving and Christmas games being played throughout the regular season. We look forward to another prediction battles taking place starting this September. It's showtime.
Good up to the court, talking all that is sport, breaking down the latest news, scores, and more. Welcome to our Nation Sports Show.
It's 7 o'clock. You know what that means. We are live for another edition of our Nation Sports Show. But right now, I am riding solo in the lead hosting chair. What is going on, everybody? I am your host for this evening, Stephen Wyand. In the 11th hour, I come through as the lead host. Kevin will be joining me sometime at the bottom of the hour to recap the NBA playoffs as we are still in round number 2 of the semifinals for both the Eastern and Western conferences, respectively. And Kevin, I look forward to him joining me here at the bottom of the hour, recapping all of the happenings in the NBA and all of that good stuff. And before we get to all of that and then some, you can follow us on Twitter, or X as it is called these days, at ON_Sports Show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show. And where I am riding solo right now, being the lead host, we are live for the sports show this week on YouTube.com/Nation Sports Show. Be sure to like, share, subscribe to all your family and your friends that love the world of sports just as much as we do. And we are looking forward to another great episode here tonight. And you can also follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter or X at Nation's Corner. You can also follow them on Facebook at Nation's Corner, Instagram/Nation's Corner, and where they are live on YouTube.com at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, talking a little bit of professional wrestling. That's right, RASSLIN, that's wrestling. And you can follow them at Nation's Corner/The Nation's Corner on YouTube, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 4 p.m. Pacific. Be sure to join the guys and gal as they recap all things wrestling. And fresh off a hot WWE Raw last night, NXT is tonight, AEW Dynamite is tomorrow, SmackDown is Friday, and Backlash was this past Saturday in St. Louis, Missouri. And hot capped off by a great match between Randy Orton and John Cena for the WWE Championship, Cena retaining the title. And the card overall I thought was fantastic. And before we get to the world of sports, I do want to recap a little real quick. Over the weekend, I was in Columbus, Ohio for the 2025 edition of the Sonic Temple Music Festival, headlined by two sets of Metallica, Korn, and Linkin Park. And overall, I thought it was a really good experience for the first time being in Columbus at the festival. The layout was great as far as the stages, not a lot of overlapping for me. So it was easy to pick and choose, who I wanted to check out. My highlights were Killswitch Engage, Shadows Fall, and Korn on Thursday, along with Ginger and Seven Dust. Seven Dust never disappoints. They always put on a fantastic show. Friday, obviously, Metallica. They were fantastic. Rob Zombie was great despite some technical difficulties. He was great. Alice Cooper, as always, brings it every single time. Every single time. Testament was great. Exodus was great. Saturday was a very easy day for me. Trivium I thought was great. Jimmy Eat World was really good. Bullet for My Valentine absolutely destroyed the Cathedral stage. And then we left Lincoln Park set a little early because no offense to Emily Armstrong, she's a good singer, but that's a big, big, big role to fill with Chester being gone. Sunday, Metallica's second set was great. Unfortunately, due to illness in some of the bands, Alice in Chains was forced to cancel their performance, and Incubus did not play on Saturday. And the other highlight for me on Sunday was who was it? Cavalier Conspiracy. Max Cavalier he's incredible. He's absolutely incredible. Chevelle was great. They put on a great show as always. Overall, I thought it was really good. Looking forward to this weekend as I'll be going to Tampa for ECDC opening act of Pretty Reckless at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay, Florida. That's going to be awesome. But what we are here to do today is talk about the world of sports. And before we get I do want to bring up some breaking news that came down a couple of hours ago. Unfortunately, Jason Tatum is out indefinitely with a ruptured right torn Achilles. He went under successful surgery to repair the Achilles this morning, and his return is not confirmed yet when he will be returning. Updates will come out when he is scheduled to return, but man, this is a crushing blow for the defending champions, my team, the Boston Celtics. And the saying is true. It is hard to defend your championship when you win it because everybody is gunning for you. And the Celtics got a much-needed win on Saturday afternoon at Madison Square Garden after dropping the first two games, blowing two 20-point leads. Unreal. They get back into the series with a critical Game 3 win, and then last night, they blew another double-digit lead. The Knicks came back, took the lead off a crazy Jalen Brunson second half. Brunson scored over 40 points in the game. The Knicks ended up winning by double digits as well. In late stages in the fourth quarter, Tatum goes down with the Achilles injury, and it just sucks. It sucks as a fan of this team. It sucks as a fan of the NBA. It sucks for the NBA in general because a star player is now out for the foreseeable future. And who knows the future of the Boston Celtics? Because chances are this group with Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, Jason Tatum may have just played they may have just played their final game as a group on that floor last night at Madison Square Garden. Because chances are a couple of these players are going to be leaving in free agency. Because you cannot keep every single one of these players. It's impossible. And it's unfortunate. Because The Celtics were trying to get back into this series. And even if Tatum was healthy in game 5, it's a daunting task to come back down 3-1 because you have to win another game on the road. But more importantly, you got to take care of home court. And the Celtics in this series have lost both games at home, just like they did in the Miami series back in 2023 in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Celtics were trailing that series 3-0, and they went on to tie the series. And in game 7, Tatum went down with the ankle injury, and he was out for the rest of the game. And the Celtics were blown out by Miami. Now, if you are Boston, now I know the naysayers, and I know Kevin said last night that they're done. Yes, they probably are done. I will agree with that. But if you are the Celtics, everybody in ESPN, everybody at the NBA, everybody is doubting this team that they are going to push forward and come back and win this series. Because it is tough to win 3 consecutive games in a row to clinch the series. It's really tough to lose one of your star players in Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown won the NBA Finals MVP last year for the Celtics. And now it's up to Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Drew Holiday, Porzingis, and company to step it up with their backs against the wall. Because if they take game 5, I'm not saying they're going to take game 6, but if they take game 5, game 6 will be interesting. I will not be surprised if the Knicks win this series because their defense has been really good, especially by Mikal Bridges with those 2 critical defensive stops in games 1 and 2. And of course, there is that other guy in Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is a beast. This guy can score anywhere on the floor. Incredible offensive player. It is going to be very interesting to see what happens in game 5. And if you are the Celtics, you have to, be asking yourself, like, what do we do? Only thing we can do is push forward and do this for our brother, our injured brother, our fallen brother, because for the rest of this playoffs, run, and pretty much all year long next year, Tatum's out. It really sucks. It really, really sucks to see this team experience the ultimate high, winning the championship last year. You silenced all the critics. Won it all. And now your back's against the wall, and it's going to be a daunting task. Because it is going to be tough to win 3 consecutive games in a row. Can they do it? I highly doubt it. We shall see. Now, to the other series in the Eastern Conference semifinals that has me scratching my head. What in the living hell is going on with the Cleveland Cavaliers? You mean to tell me not only did you lose in game 1 against Indiana, in a great game, mind you, but in game 2, you blew a lead in 42 seconds. You are up 7 points. 7. At one point, they were up 17 on Indiana. Halliburton and company could not get it going at all. But you left Indiana breathing in that second half. You left them hanging around in that second half. And in that fourth quarter, the Cleveland Cavaliers morphed into the basketball version of the Cleveland Browns. A 7-point lead with 47 seconds left. And Indiana kept chipping away at the lead, and eventually Tyrese Halliburton, with ice water in his veins, cold-blooded three, silenced the Cavalier fan base and the team itself, stunned the entire sports landscape. People were saying, oh, Halliburton, he's overrated. Well, that overrated guy just snatched your soul in game 2 on the road. Then in game 3, Cleveland got back on track, winning by double digits. But then in game 4, what the blue hell was that, Cleveland? You were down 41? 41! A professional basketball team down 41 points. And you allowed the Pacers to scorch you 80 points at the end of the first half. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Do not blame injuries on this, my friends, because everybody is injured. Hell, look at the Golden State Warriors. Stephen Curry, he's out with a hamstring, injury. Is Golden State bitching about that? No. They're trying. They're trying. The Celtics, are they going to bitch about Tatum being out with the Achilles injury? No. No. It's basketball. Do not blame this, Cleveland fans, on injuries. That's a load of bullshit. Because everybody in this juncture of the playoffs is beaten, battered. They've played 82 regular season games as a team. Nobody is healthy throughout the entire playoffs. Everybody's beaten down, bruised, practicing all the time, putting in the reps to get into the game. And you mean to tell me a professional basketball team, the supposable number 1 seed in the overall conference, laid a massive egg on the road, and tonight is a must-win for Cleveland at home, because if they lose tonight, the series is over. They lose tonight, the series is a wrap. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And speaking of the Golden State Warriors, I brought it up. Curry went out with the hamstring injury in game 2. And it sucks. I know Kevin's a Warriors fan. And to see that happen, or was it game 1? Yeah, it was game 1. Sorry. Game 1. In game 1. Goes out with the hamstring injury. Golden State took game 1. And the Timberwolves have won the last couple of games. Won game 2, won game 3. And they also won game 4. This Warriors team clearly needs Stephen Curry. Jimmy Butler cannot do this all by himself. And I got to give Curry a lot of credit. He's tried to find other people to help out, and take the load off of Butler, because we know that Jimmy Butler is a streaky guy. When he gets hot, he's hard to stop. And it's really going to be interesting to see how the rest of this series goes. Because, again, for Golden State, one more loss, and they're done. They are done. So, I will be very interested in how Golden State responds in game 5. When you look at this series and how it's gone for Golden State, especially this whole playoff run, they got into the tournament. Curry and Butler, when those two guys are healthy, they are unstoppable when they get going. It's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of this series goes. And if I am the Warriors, and if I'm also in the Celtics, it's all or nothing. Your backs are against the wall. It's one game at a time. And the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics are in very, very interesting situations. You take one game at a time. If you can get game 5, things can get very interesting in game number 6. Now to the other series in the Western Conference semifinals, you have the Nuggets and the Thunder. And this to me is a very, very interesting series. Because there's been a couple of times the Nuggets and the Thunder have laid massive eggs in this series. Especially now, the Nuggets a couple of times didn't show up. And right now we are looking at this series knotted up at 2 games apiece with a pivotal game 5. Pivotal game 5. Game number 5 is coming up. It's going to be very interesting on Thursday night. Jokic has played great. SGA has played great. The role players for both teams at times have been the difference makers. And it's going to be very fascinating to see how the rest of this series goes. Because I really think that Denver or the Thunder, whoever wins this series, is going to be going to the NBA Finals. Because, oh boy, just throwing that out there, if the Nuggets face the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals, a rematch of last year's semifinals, in which the Timberwolves beat the defending champion Nuggets in 7 games. Jokic had a great game in that game. Murray did as well. But Anthony Edwards and company made critical shots and got huge stops during that 7th game in Denver. But if we get a Nuggets, Timberwolves, Western Finals matchup, that would be very fascinating to me. Because you know Jokic, you know Murray are out for revenge. And they want another crack at the title. So it will be very interesting in these next couple of days to see how these series go. Because there is no telling. Because if you would have told me that the Knicks, Celtics, Pacers, and Cavs series could be all but done in game 5, I would have said you're crazy. Because I thought the Knicks, Celtics series and the Pacers and Cavs series were going to go at least 6 or 7 games. But man, oh man, this is why we love sports. Because anything can happen. Anything can happen, my friends. And before Kevin joins me here at the bottom of the hour, I do want to say that before we move on, I do want to send my condolences to the family and friends of professional wrestler Sabu, who unfortunately passed away on believe it was Saturday. I believe it was Saturday. Yes, Saturday. Sabu was 60 years old, and Sabu just wrestled his final match in Vegas during the Mania weekend against Joey Janela. And it's crazy. I mean, you just never know. You never know. I mean, Sabu, he was never one of my favorite wrestlers, but Sabu, he just he was different. He was unique. Those triple jumping moonsaults were insane, on the chairs. And him and Terry Funk had that classic brutal barbed wire match in ECW. And just his intense matches as a hardcore wrestler. Just he left a legacy that will stand the test of time and forever. And we here at the Sports Show in the Nation's Corner, we send our thoughts, our prayers, our condolences to the family and friends of ECW original and hardcore wrestling legend Sabu. Now, tomorrow will be the reveal of the 2025 NFL regular season schedule. That is going to be a day that all of us sports fans look forward to because we look at all the games, see who's playing who, and kicking off the regular season, it is the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, facing their arch nemesis in the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys. And speaking of the Cowboys, last week they acquired former now Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver George Pickens in a trade, joining CeeDee Lamb as the top number 1 and 2 receivers on the Cowboys teams. Will this produce results? I don't know, because after all, this is the Cowboys we are talking about. The Cowboys are going to be in a world of trouble if they don't get it going. Because if you really... Oh, real quick, shout outs to my buddy Don here in the chat. Happy birthday, Don, to your son Noah, who is turning 14 today. So happy birthday to Noah. And Don, I agree with your comment right here in the chat that the NBA playoffs, or the NBA is like the NHL, in get in and anything can happen. That is very true. And I also agree, Don, with you that, and Kevin said it here on the show. He said that he didn't take Cleveland seriously as a number 1 seed because Cleveland they are a regular season team. And it boggles my mind. Oh, me too, Don. I hope more chaos for the Cowboys. I really do. Because the Dallas Cowboys, all they know is chaos. And disappointing their fan base. And yeah, the Eagles and the Cowboys will be kicking off the regular season for 2025. And the Eagles will raise their second Lombardi Trophy banner in the Raptors at the Lincoln this September. And we look forward this September to our prediction battles because we have a lot of fun with that. And it's going to be very fun when that comes around. So, yeah, we look forward to the schedule coming out tomorrow and being revealed. And again, folks, we are live here today on the Nation Sports Show. I am riding solo right now. I'm your host for this evening, Stephen Wyand. And you can follow us on Twitter or X at ON_Sports Show, Facebook.com/A Nation Sports Show. And where I am live right now, And speaking of live, ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. Unlike Cleveland, he doesn't get blown out by 41 in the first half. My man, my brother of 21 years, K Rod, Kevin Rory. What's up, man?
What's going on? And no, it's not K Rod, everybody. It's Nico Harrison. I will be taking a part of the Dallas Mavericks GM for the night.
Well, let me ask you. Let me ask you, sir. What kind of black magic bullshit did Harrison pull off with this Mavericks organization? Because I see a bunch of red flags, pun intended. Ha 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 ha! Because the Mavericks have landed the number one draft lottery pick for 2025, and we all know who is going to Dallas. Cooper Flag.
Yes, but I got to be honest. It sounds like a LeBron deal. Literally, Adam Silver. Speaking of LeBron, but anyway, no. Adam Silver literally could have made a deal. Was like, hey, Lakers, how about we trade you Luka Doncic and we'll give you the first round. We'll give you the first pick of next year. You get the Cooper Flag guy. And the Mavericks like, you know what? Don't sound too bad. Please
What's
get
up, Joey?
some help.
What's up, Joey?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good to be back. Good to be back.
Man, you came in at the perfect time, Joey. We're just talking about this because I smell a bunch of bullshit going on. Because I think Nico Harrison made a deal with the devil himself to get that number one overall pick.
Here's what I think. They don't even have the draft lottery with the balls anymore. Like you pick your ball, like the Royal Rumble used to be. Like, oh, you pick your number, you pick the name. They don't even have that no more. I feel like this shit's just made up. It's just whoever Adam Silver wants to bring ratings up because everybody knows Cooper. I mean, yes, Charlotte needs to help. Yes, by God, they need to help. Yes, Utah needs to help. But who wants to see Cooper Flag in Charlotte? Who wants to see Cooper Flag in Utah? However, you're giving Dallas Cooper Flag with Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving the possibilities. It just makes for higher ratings in the NBA, and Adam Silver knows this. And I seen a funny meme today talking about if Adam Silver was the commissioner of the NFL, you'll have Patrick Mahomes and Justin Jefferson playing together on the same damn team. If it was up to Adam Silver.
Oh, God, don't even fantasize that, please.
Yeah, well, then again, Nico Harrison could always fuck this up and say, you know what? I'm going to pass on Cooper Flag and I'm going to draft that Dylan Harper guy out of Rutgers.
Or just trade the first overall pick.
Or just trade the first overall pick. But
Yeah.
but this whole drama surrounding the NBA draft lottery, I just got a 6-letter word for you guys. R to the I to the double GED. Rigged.
Rigged. Yeah, yeah, that part. I was in my.
I mean, honestly, it's just like a reality show you see on TV because even though they say it's a reality show, it's not reality.
Nope, not at all. But I tell you,
Everything is scripted nowadays.
yeah,
And I mean everything.
pretty much. I was also bringing this up, guys, before you joined. That yes, the NFL regular season schedule will be released tomorrow, and we already know a couple of games that will be played, including on Black Friday, the Eagles and the Bears on Black Friday. And also Chicago will be playing Green Bay, I believe December 20th.
Yep, and earlier that day it's going to be my Commanders hosting the Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a bit of news on the Black Friday game that it's going to be the only on YouTube TV and YouTube exclusive for the first time ever in NFL history.
Really? Because I saw something saying that really? Because I saw something said that it was either Peacock or Amazon Prime was going to stream the Black Friday game.
No, I think that's Christmas. I know they said Black Friday was going to be the first ever YouTube owned game or streamed game of the season and for the first time in NFL.
Yeah. We also know that like I said, the Eagles and the Cowboys kick it off in the regular season, and the Eagles, sorry, Dallas, the Eagles will
Blowout.
be raising their second championship banner at the Lincoln. And I'm sorry, but even though George Pickens is now on the Cowboys, I do not believe this is going to bring success to the Cowboys because the
Oh,
Cowboys.
wait. So you guys are saying that Dak Prescott's not going to have the career best year that he's ever had in his entire lifetime now that he has a 1-2 wide receiver punch?
It
Please, even I knew that.
it
Speaking of George Pickens, I'd like to talk about that one for a second.
Go
Here's
ahead.
one thing about this trade. For one, you got a damn big meathead on your team because he loses his anger more than he throws more tantrums than my 5-year-old kid. I mean, every time he turn around, if he ain't getting the ball, he's kicking a water boy. He looks like Odell Beckham fighting the kicking net back in the day. That's how he plays.
Oh God.
And with Dak Prescott, there ain't no telling. He may not ever touch the ball in some games. So get ready for a lot of damn throwing around like tantrums and everybody acting like this helps Dallas out. I want to know how because Dallas did not get better in any form or fashion of their number one weakness that we seen last year. Running the football and stopping the run. What did they do to do either one of them? They didn't
Nothing.
upgrade the offensive line. They didn't upgrade the running back position. They didn't upgrade their linebackers for front seven to stop the run. So, you got George Pickens, a shiny new toy, but you're still going to get manhandled in the trenches by everybody else that can run the football because you can't stop the damn run. So, again,
Yep, and
Jerry
just
Jones made a move, but it wasn't a thought out move.
What is Sherry?
exactly. And I'm
What is
willing to
Sherry
bet you
Jones?
Saquon Barkley is going to go for at least 150 yards in both Cowboys games next year.
We can basically call Jerry Jones for once the Tony Khan of the NFL.
And you'd think Dallas would pay attention. Like you'd think that in today's football, there's literally the last two offensive player of the year winners were running backs, Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey. Hello, this is a running game again. Like you can run the football now. And nope, Dallas says nope, we're good. We're going to take a bummed out knee or injured riddled Javante Williams. That's going to be our starting back. Really?
well,
Great move,
well, keep in
Dallas.
mind,
Great
keep,
move.
keep in mind though, there was a high-profile running back who said he wanted to go to Dallas last year, but
Mm-hmm.
of course, according to Jerry Jones's stupidity, it didn't work out that way. And yes, folks, I'm talking about Mr. King Derrick Henry, who is now tearing it up for the Ravens.
Yeah. And speaking of the Ravens, who we know who's been tearing it up in the massage parlors. Justin Tucker is
Yeah,
done.
he's
Done.
done.
He has been released and cut by the Ravens. And unfortunately for Mr. Tucker, his legacy is done and tarnished.
Yep.
It's dead.
Done.
No more in Tucker we trust.
His trustworthiness is just like his kicks last year, wide, right or left. Yeah. This is why the Ravens drafted a kicker in the draft.
Yep.
Now, I do want to go back a little bit to the NBA playoffs because I was talking about that before you guys joined. And Kevin, you pretty much, well, the news wasn't broken, but it was clearly obvious last night after game 4 in the Garden. Jason Tatum torn right Achilles tendon. And it is just a brutal injury. Not only is he going to miss the rest of this playoffs, but you might as well say Tatum is out for the rest of the NBA season next year when that season rolls around in October through April. He's done. That's a long year recovery. And they said he is going to make a speedy recovery. But one thing is for sure, fellas, this core tandem of the Boston Celtics, as we know, Al Horford, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Derek White, probably have played their last game together last night at Madison Square Garden because a couple of these guys are going to be free agents, and there's no way you're going to be able to keep all of these players on the same team because both Tatum and Brown are making over $300 million.
I was actually just about to say the reason why they're not going to be able to keep those guys around is because of what you just said, Steven. Those big free agent contracts that they gave to both Tatum and Jalen Brown last offseason. They ain't gonna have the money or the cap space to bring back Porzingis, White, and don't even think about trying to go up to them and say, "Hey, would you guys be willing to take a pay cut to come back?" They ain't gonna want to take no pay cut. And sheesh, Horford, he might actually call it a career once this season wraps up for him.
And if you're
Because he's
Horford,
been
what
at it
I don't
since
blame him.
what, 2008? So this was
2007,
what, his 17th year, and it was his 17th,
2007.
18th year.
Yeah.
And this is where I was saying, I've said this years ago, with the new CBA and the new rules for money and the cap spaces and stuff, dynasties nowadays are damn near impossible to create. Like you
Yeah,
have to win early. If not, you see like this. Everybody talks about the Celtics and how good they look, the yada yada yada. They've got one championship to show for, and that's it. Like they're not a dynasty. They're not Golden State from 2015 to 2020. They're not a dynasty, and it's because of the rules. I mean, I read a thing today. $850 million is what their starting five is getting paid. And that's if you include Porzingis, Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, Derek White, and Drew Holiday. $850 million. Boston just sold their franchise to new owners. Them new owners ain't gonna pay all that money. Ain't no damn way they're gonna pay
No.
$100 million to keep that.
absolutely.
So
And
they're about to lose damn near. Honestly, I think they're about to end up losing everyone except Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum. I mean, Horford probably will retire. Porzingis has been a bum. We don't know what the hell's wrong with him. He's sick every other week. I don't know. He
mm,
might have a venereal disease for all we know.
it's
And then Derek White, he's gonna want pay. He ain't gonna take no pay cut. He's probably gonna go be a star somewhere. And then Peyton
he
Pritchard
could,
don't stay
he
either.
could. And I
He's
mean,
in.
like you just said, Kevin, on that $850 million with those five guys, I mean, you got right at or just a little over 600 million of that going to just Brown and Tatum alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that
And
brings me to my next point. Okay, Jason Tatum's out. You're down 3-1. All right, we're about to find out how big your character is now. You might not win the series, but how embarrassing would it be for the Celtics to go out there and get blown out and lose at home in Game 5? Like that would show you what they're really made of, and that's not shit. Because if you go get blown out, don't show the heart of a champion. Don't just go out there and go down. Oh, we look deflated. Like Brian Windhorst reported on ESPN, the Celtics after game four was walking out the locker room quiet, their heads held down, like no one was fired up, like that. It's almost like they quit, and that's an embarrassment to be a champion and just because look at it like this:
Yeah,
Denver Nuggets when they got put out the year prior, they didn't go out. Oh, we're gonna lose to the Timberwolves and hang their hat. They fought and they got to a game 7 and they fought all the way down. They had it and then they just lost it at the end. But they came out fighting. The heart of a champion didn't die easy. And here's what I'll say. Jason Tatum to me is the best player on that team. I don't care if people try to argue Jalen Brown, blah, blah, blah. Jason Tatum's a little bit more consistent than Brown because you never know what the hell you're going to get from this guy. One guy goes out there and looks like a 30-point game, and then the next game he has 10 turnovers because he can't dribble with his left hand and he's bricking everything. So, okay, Jalen Brown, this your time to shine. I mean, everybody just talks about you're in a competition with Jason Tatum or who's the best player. Go show it. You're by yourself. No fucking excuses. You got $300 million. Now play like it. There's no excuses for
exactly.
Steph Curry when he's by himself. There's no excuses for LeBron doing it by himself. Giannis Antetokounmpo doing it by himself. I mean, Jalen Brunson is beating your asses by himself. Like he is literally the
I
clutch
was
player
gonna
of the year, beating your ass by himself. Okay, Brown, your turn.
I was
I don't
gonna
want to
say
hear
too,
that
real
you're missing
quick.
Tatum.
I was gonna say real quick too. Do you see Golden State making excuses because Curry's out with the hamstring injury? No,
No,
no, no.
I mean,
Now,
yeah, yeah, the Warriors may be in a 3-1 hole, but I mean, ain't Curry supposed to be coming back in Game 5?
Nope, he's out the
Oh,
rest
he's
of the season.
not. Dang.
Nope.
if you're
But
Jimmy Butler, this is motivation for you. Because if
Yeah,
you if you can pull this team to a game 6, just like I said at the top of the hour, If Jaylen Brown and the rest of that team can rally around Tatum and take game 5, there ain't no telling what's going to happen in game 6. Because win one game. Win one game and make it interesting. Don't go out there deflated. Oh, we lost 2 games at home. We lost game 4. You go win game 5, make it interesting. Put the pressure back on the Knicks.
And
the pressure is on the Celtics in game 5.
Exactly. And that's why I agree. And that's why I agree with Kevin's statement that he made in the chat. I think it was like a couple days ago, saying that the winner of the OKC and Denver series is going to win the whole thing.
I said the same thing.
I believe it.
The Thunder and the Nuggets, the winner is coming out of the Western Conference.
Yep.
Because
I believe it.
To be honest with you, I don't trust anybody besides the Celtics when they're healthy out of the East. Because the East, to me, is weak. Because
the East has always been weak.
Yeah. The East is weak. And the Nuggets.
I mean, honestly, the East hasn't been competitive since those rivalries between the Pistons and the Bulls when Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas were on those teams back in the 90s.
Yeah, and the Knicks were involved with them as well.
Yeah, and the Knicks too, because of Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, and when you look at the landscape of the NBA playoffs, what we have going right now, we have a Cleveland Cavaliers team who is supposed to be the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And they're on the verge of being taken out by the 4th seeded Indiana Pacers in game 5.
Have completely outplayed them this entire series.
And Joey, while I was in Columbus, my jaw hit the floor when I got back to the hotel and I read the results of game 4. I could not believe what I read. A supposable professional basketball team is getting their shit kicked in, losing by 41 points at the end of the half, giving up 80 points to the Pacers. At that point, they quit.
And Donovan Mitchell's supposed to be leading this team. Shoot, he's the one getting outplayed. I mean, for crying out loud. Yes, Donovan Mitchell didn't play the entire second half of that game 4 loss by Cleveland to Indiana, but Cleveland played better in the second half without Mitchell. They played a lot better in the second half without him on the floor. So maybe that should be a sign saying, oh, well, I mean, Donovan Mitchell's still the leader of our team, but if he don't get his act together, or if he don't start being healthy out there on the floor, if he don't start being consistent night in and night out, we may have to move on from him.
Yeah, because Donovan Mitchell's been the star player in Cleveland the last couple of years, and he hasn't had really any results. This has been the best team that he's been a part of, and don't give me the injuries crap, because the Celtics are going to rally. You know, they're not making excuses.
No.
The Warriors aren't making any excuses. They're just dealing with it. You have to deal with it.
And now there's a report going around, or a rumor going around, saying that the NBA needs to shorten the regular season and increase breaks between playoff games because of all these injuries taking place. And I'm like, no!
Increase breaks the playoff games. Did Kobe Bryant in the 2009-2010 regular season had nagging injuries and played through the injuries and won a fucking title with the Lakers? Are you freaking kidding me?
If Kobe Bryant was still alive today, and may of course still rest his soul forever and always.
Yes.
But if he were still alive today and he saw what this NBA was turning into, I don't even know what he would say. His mouth would probably hit the floor.
Yeah.
His jaw would probably hit the
I mean,
floor
think
because he
about this,
would be in
Joey.
such shock.
Think about this, Joey. We now have the load management, which I think is a bunch of crap because
Oh, it is a bunch of crap.
it doesn't make any sense to me. Because Kobe Bryant, even despite having nagging injuries with his finger, with his knee, with his ankle, it didn't matter to him. He was out there on the floor giving it his all. And, you know, these people complaining, oh, we need to shorten the regular season and take breaks between playoff games. Like what do you want? A
Oh,
Whamburger and some
oh,
French fries? Give me a break. Give me a break.
oh,
You-
and let's not forget, Stephen, all I have to say is 3 words and you will automatically know what I'm talking about. The flu game.
Mhm. Michael
When
Jeffrey Jordan.
Michael Jordan was literally fighting the flu. It was hitting him really hard to where he couldn't breathe. He was having trouble walking. What have you? The flu was hitting him so hard, but he still went out in that playoff game and dropped 45 points.
Not just that, Joey, not just any playoff game. It was game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals. And
That's
Michael
right.
Jordan, on a day where he couldn't keep nothing down, he was throwing up, he was
Mhm.
sweating profusely, he was sick as a dog, and he still went out there and played his ass
Yes, he
off.
did. Yes, he did.
Tell that to any veteran who has played in the NBA. Tell that to Tim Duncan. Tell that to Tony Parker. Tell that to Magic Johnson. Tell that to Larry
Tell that to
Bird.
Larry Bird.
Tell it to Bird. Tell it to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Tell it to James Worthy. Tell it to Reggie Miller. Tell it to
Patrick Ewing,
anybody.
Charles Barkley.
Tell it to anybody who had nagging injuries and still went out there and played. I
Well,
mean,
let's not forget, of course, the man himself, Shaquille O'Neal.
yes, yes. I mean, it is unbelievable how today's NBA players have it easy. They really do.
Oh, they have it so easy. As a matter of fact, these players have it so easy that if they would have played in the NBA back in the 80s and 90s, they would be quitting after 1 week because they couldn't take it. Or
No,
they wouldn't be able to take it.
no, and that's the thing is when you look at what we are seeing right now, because like I said too, not everybody is healthy. Look at this Nuggets and
No.
Thunder series. This Nuggets and
But
Thunder
see,
series is a scrappy series.
here's the thing though. When you sign up to play a sport, you need to understand that injuries are a part of the game. They
Exactly.
happen.
Exactly.
Injuries are a part of the game. There is not one player, not one veteran in any sport, whether it's golf, tennis, baseball, hockey, basketball, football, you name it. There is not one player in those sports that have played or that could play an entire career without having some sort of injury. Everybody faces it. Everybody.
This is a great point by Don here in the chat. He said it's funny how a clear number one it wouldn't work with for the NBA for the ratings, but it doesn't matter in the NFL. Who would have thought that the Bengals to the Bengals was a ratings boost? Exactly!
Yes.
Because Cincinnati went to the Super Bowl 4 years ago.
Yep.
A year after Burrow was drafted by Cincinnati, #1 overall. Cincinnati took their shot on Burrow and Jamar Chase and
And T.
Cincinnati
Higgins.
and Higgins, and they went to the Super Bowl. Cincinnati was this close to winning it all. And this is why the NFL is king. Because the NFL
It is.
doesn't need a clear #1 seed to win it
No.
all.
No.
Because number one does not mean you're the best.
No,
It just
of
means
course
you're
not.
seeding. Because I clearly thought Philadelphia was the better team than Kansas City in that
Oh
Super Bowl.
yeah, Philadelphia was by far the better team in that Super Bowl, especially.
And when you look at what we are dealing with in these playoffs, the Nuggets may be not number one, but the Thunder are. But the Nuggets and Thunder are very evenly matched teams. They both have star caliber players. They both have role players that can stretch the game quickly.
They both have versatile big men.
Mm-hmm. Both have, well, they had Denver's, even their interim head coach is
Yeah,
coaching really well.
he is.
I
I mean,
mean,
everybody was counting Denver out, saying they weren't even going to get past the first round.
they did. And they did. And when you look at this series, it's been a very, very up and down series. I mean, Denver shocked the world in that game one win. Then the Thunder blew them out in game two. Then in game three, Denver took the game. Then in game four, it was just back and forth. I mean,
Exactly.
it's crazy.
Exactly.
Crazy. Then Thunder took the game four last to tie the series. I mean, it's unbelievable. Back and forth we go. Everybody has won a game on the opposing team's home floor.
Yep. And the road teams have been especially dominant.
Oh yes, the road teams have been dominant all playoffs long. And I also posed this idea in my head. Could you imagine the Denver Nuggets versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, a rematch of the Western semifinals from last year? But this time, the winner goes to the NBA Finals.
It could happen.
Because think about this, the Denver Nuggets have key players who have won championships, and there is one man on that team who has come this close to tasting NBA gold, Russell Westbrook. If Russell Westbrook can redeem himself and win a title for the first time in his career, that right there will silence those demons of not getting it done when it matters the most.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
and looking at the Thunder's chances, they got the MVP, obviously, in SGA. He's a great talent. Great talent. But even I think the Thunder can still go to the finals because they have proven they can hang with Denver.
Hmm. Very interesting.
What's up?
I just took a peek at Game 5 between the Pacers and the Cavaliers right now, and with 7:02 to go in the second quarter, Cleveland is on top by a score of 44-31.
Wow. This is what I'm saying, everybody. Even if you are down 3-1, you take game 5, things can get very, very, very interesting. They take game 5. Hey, game 6 is going to be very interesting. We shall see. We shall see.
Um, Going to the NFL for just a second, like what's his name? Don said in the chat something about the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not sure if you've seen this or not, Stephen, but apparently, um, even though Cincinnati has been able to keep Jamar Chase and T. Higgins under those big contracts, they may lose the captain of their defense. That being, of course, Trey Hendrickson, because apparently talks between Hendrickson and Cincinnati have stalled. And Cincinnati, Trey Hendrickson has said that he is not going to be taking the field with Cincinnati until he gets a new contract. And honestly, I don't blame him. I
He's
don't blame
worked
him.
he's worked so hard to get to where he is today. I do not blame him at all.
I don't blame him. I mean, honestly, if Cincinnati doesn't want to talk contract extension with him, then they just need to do the simplest thing and trade him. That's it.
Pretty much. I mean, it's going to be interesting because even though the offseason, free agency period, has pretty much died down, there is still possibilities of trades and moves happening.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
There's still a lot. I mean a lot of high profile free agents still out there looking for teams.
and we still don't know where Aaron Rodgers will stand come next season. Will he play with
He
another
might
team? Will he
he might as well
retire?
just he may as well just go ahead and retire. Because Pittsburgh was like, you know what? We're tired. I mean, even though we want Aaron Rodgers, we're tired of waiting on him to make a decision. So we're going to go ahead and draft us a quarterback in the draft. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, that is exactly what they did.
And I
Now,
mean, literally, training camp and OTAs, they're going to be starting up here within the next few weeks.
mm-hmm.
So time's a ticket, Mr. Rogers.
Yes, it is. I mean,
Oh wait, we all know where Aaron Rodgers is going. He's done set.
right now, Golden State does not have an answer.
I mean, honestly, as much as I hate to say it, I think as much as I honestly hate to say it, I believe Game Five is going to be Golden State's curtain call because Anthony Edwards has played his heart out these last couple of games, and even Julius Randle is having a lot of good games lately for Minnesota. So, I mean, honestly, I hope Jimmy Butler is able to lead Golden State to at least one more win. But at this point, it wouldn't surprise me if Game Five becomes Golden State's curtain call.
Yeah, well, me speaking as a Warriors fan, I hope it is. There's no sense in rushing Steph back. I mean, he's 37 years old. Jesus Christ. I mean, and honestly, we're not deep. We don't have a bench. We've seen how bad we are when Steph is off the court, and that brings me to my other point. Please shut up, people who don't know basketball that try to undervalue Steph Curry because we've seen the difference. When Steph Curry is on the floor, the Warriors have a 131 rating, which is first in the NBA. With Steph Curry off the floor, they have a 91 rating, which is 30th in the NBA. That's all that needs to be
Oh,
said. And it just because of how important and nasty Steph Curry is off the ball. Like you got to pay attention anywhere he's at because he's that dangerous. But I honestly, I can't take away from Minnesota. Julius Randle's playing great. I mean, we've seen Anthony Edwards show up and at times get hot, but it still don't feel the same. Minnesota beating this Golden State team is not the same as Minnesota beating Kevin Durant last year or beating LeBron this year. Like you didn't beat Steph Curry. I mean, there's still an asterisk beside it. Like, come on, dude. I don't think they're gonna get past Denver or Oklahoma City. That's just my opinion. I think the winner of that is going to the NBA Finals between Oklahoma City and Denver, which is a pretty good series too, by the way. A little wonky, but it's a pretty good series. I just don't think this Minnesota team is. I think it'll be a long series, 6 or 7 games, but Anthony Edwards got to be more consistent. I mean, I've seen
Exactly.
game
I
one, he
mean,
was awful. He had 1 point at halftime in game one. Game three, he was pretty awful until the third, fourth quarter. Game 2 and 4, he was pretty damn good all the way around, but game 3 and game 1, like, got to be consistent, man. And
And
Rudy
see,
Gobert,
and
I've
like
still seen him yet to have a 27-24 game again, like he did against the Lakers and turn into prime Hakeem Olajuwon. But
And see, and Kevin, like we were talking about before you came back on, we were talking about how competitive of a series Oklahoma City and Denver has been because these teams are so evenly matched.
yeah, I think the big factor has been the others that have been a difference maker in that series. Jamal Murray's had some games that put Denver out. I mean, Jalen Williams had some games. Chet's had some games, and they now we're 2-2 going into the night, and I mean, look, it's anybody's series to win, but this is why if you're Oklahoma City, I think the pressure's on them because you're
Oh yeah,
young. I mean, you're in a 6-7 game series against a world champion, Denver Nuggets. I mean, you got the best player in basketball, Jokic, and our second best player with Shea. I mean, but the difference is championship DNA. That shit matters. And when you're getting to
exactly,
6-7 games, Oklahoma City, they gonna have some pressure on them because Jokic has been through the ringer. He knows it. I mean, Jamal Murray's been there. Michael Porter Jr.'s been there. Aaron Gordon's been there. They've got a championship in their DNA. Let's see.
exactly, and like you just said, I agree with that statement because even though OKC is the home team tonight, the most pressure is on them because if they can't go out and pull out Game 5 on the floor and go down 3-2, going back to Denver in Game 6, you
Mm.
know Denver is going to do everything they can to shut out and stop Oklahoma City so they can cruise into the Western Conference Finals.
Yep. And another thing that has come true is what I said in at the end of the regular season. I said I love SGA. I love Shea. I mean he's nice, but all them foul calls he's been getting in the regular season, they won't call them in the playoffs. And sure
No,
enough, he looks like a whole different player. Still good, but he ain't 45 points good no more with all them foul shots and free throws and this and that. Like he reminds me of a lot of like James Harden, except he's got a good reputation. He ain't ruined his like James Harden. Reminds me a lot of that Harden style. Like he's gonna try to get fouled. He's gonna do what he can to get contact, make a shot, and in the playoffs they don't call it, and then you're like, oh shit, what do I do now? That reminds me a lot. Even though SGA is still he's a good player, he can do what he wants either way. But the free throws, and the calling the fouls, they ain't gonna do that in the playoffs. They're gonna let that slide. Hell, I mean, you look at going back to the first round. You look at Houston and Golden State. They let everything go. It looked like It looked like damn. It looked like a WWE Royal Rumble out there with them. They were all
yes,
everybody just
it
fighting,
did.
slamming each other. I mean, everybody was out there body slamming. Hell,
I mean, honestly,
Draymond,
they had like
Draymond,
three
Draymond
three
got in.
games in a row in which a fight took place.
Yep, and then Draymond turned into prime John Cena with the low blow. I mean, he looked just like John Cena out there, low blowing Steven Adams. I said, well, that's prime Draymond.
Man, I can just imagine that Draymond Green and Dylan DeVillin Brooks would have go 1-on-1.
But I will say this, speaking of the NBA playoffs, WWE's on to something. Speaking of that, that's a good segue. WWE's
Yes,
on
it
to
is.
something. They
Yes, they
predicted
are.
the Eastern Conference Finals most likely. During that time, remember when Jalen Brunson showed up with a chair, and then Tyrese Halliburton showed up with a chair to help Logan Paul, and Jalen Brunson out there
Yes.
helping LA Knight. Yeah, they're on to something. WWE knows something about the NBA script writers because how are we getting basically most likely Eastern Conference Finals preview?
Man, wouldn't that be something?
Oh man, that would be something. Oh man, I didn't even think about that. That would be something.
Hey, that's pretty wild. But I can't believe what Cleveland. I don't know, man, about Cleveland guys.
Yeah, we were talking about that embarrassing performance that Cleveland put on in Game 4.
I
Oh,
understand losing by
Terrible.
40. I understand losing by 40, but you losing by 40 and it ain't even halftime? What in the
Yes.
world? That's a different story. There's a difference of losing by 40 and the doors blow open at the end of the third quarter. But
Yep.
the doors were off by the end of the first quarter. You was down by 15 then you're down by 41 at the end of the second. What is going on?
And supposedly that is a professional basketball team. Supposedly.
Supposedly, that's the number one
Hey.
seed in the East.
Steven, Steven, do you remember me telling you that the Cavaliers were up by 13 points with 7 minutes to go in the half?
Yes.
That lead has now dwindled down to 3.
What?
52-49 right now.
Yeah.
Cavaliers.
Here's my thing with Cleveland, man. I don't know what the hell they got going on. They just look like they're out hustled, outmatched, and got to give credit to the Pacers, man. I underestimated that squad, but they've seemed to have been playing some good ball together. Yes, Halliburton is still the worst player you could put a bet on FanDuel because he will fuck up a parlay faster than a damn cat licks his ass. But I gotta say, the Pacers as a team collectively, they're good. Like they can defend. They're out there. I mean, Rick Carlisle got them boys looking good. I mean, he was a good coach for Dallas and it's proven to be a pretty good coach for Indiana too. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton, Nemhard, Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam. I mean, they're beating up on the Cleveland Assaliers because that's what Cleveland's playing like is a bunch of ass. I mean, they remind me of the Atlanta Hawks team that was a 1 seed back when LeBron James embarrassed them during that time. Like when the Hawks team that had Al Horford and them 1 seed, but they didn't last long, and that's what Cleveland reminds me of. I guess the verdict is out. I said I was waiting to see if they were a regular season team or they are a postseason team, and it looks like they're a regular season team.
Yeah, it would not surprise me if Cleveland loses tonight. I mean, just how quickly they blew that 13-point lead. Like, come on. Like,
Cleveland ain't
it's
champions.
no,
Cleveland's not champions, so they're
they're a
not
regular season team.
And again, going back to the Knicks and the Celtics, man. I mean, I say Boston's gonna get to 1-5, but I think Jalen Brunson's gonna close it out. It's gonna be close in Game 6, but I think big body Brunson's gonna close it out because clutch player of the year, the best clutch scorer in the NBA this season. Like he turns it up. He seems to turn up when the moments matter most at the end of games. And I know Jason Tatum. I think that's gonna spell trouble. Yeah, I think
I'm making
Knicks.
a prediction right now for Game 6. If this goes Game 6, I think Jalen Brunson is gonna have 50 in Game 6.
He's liable to. I just think Jalen Brunson's going to get bucket after bucket in the fourth quarter. In the last 5 minutes of the game, he's going to turn up. But thing about Boston, what has helped them in games is coming back to bite them in the ass. I mean, there's the old saying goes true. You live by the three, you die by the three. And can't no damn body make a damn three on that team right now. I mean, they're chunking up shots, bricking everything. What was it? Game 1, game 2, they had 45 missed 3-point attempts. They shot the ball. They shot 63s. What is this? I mean, that's not a good way to play basketball because that's gonna get you beat. That's really what has happened. The Knicks ain't settling for threes. You know, you got Brunson. He's been getting in the paint. I mean, you got guys like Carl Anthony Towns ain't even been settling for threes as much as that damn kitty cat likes to shoot threes out there. He's been getting in the paint. I mean, I gotta say, Tibbs has put on a defensive masterclass against this Boston team. He seen they weren't shooting the ball well, and he kept going to it. He said, "You know what? We're going to keep making them shoot the ball. If they're not shooting well, clog the paint, make them keep shooting because they're going to keep playing in our hands." And that's really what Boston's done all series. Like just keep jacking up shots, and they have not fallen.
Mm-hmm. And Don thinks in the chat, he thinks that they're going to close the series out in 5 the Knicks are.
I say it's a if there was a Jason Tatum, I would say no. The championship DNA is there. They're going to fight. They're going to at least scratch and claw. But that's a good point because no Jason Tatum. We don't know what this team's going to look like without Jason Tatum. They might fall flat on their face. I mean, we've seen how much certain people mean to teams, and like Steph Curry, for example, he comes out and Golden State looks like they're a bunch of ass. I watched Game 3 the other night, or Game 2 without Steph Curry. I cut the game off at the end of the first quarter because they were down 27-5. I said, "Yep." So I mean, I got to see what this team looks like, but I just want to know, but from Boston's perspective, who steps up other than Jalen Brown. The pressure's on him. But who's the other? Who's gonna step up? Drew Holiday has looked real suspect in this series. I mean, he's averaging 2 points a game. I mean, are you gonna step up? Or Derek White, who's played good, but he's been playing horrible second half basketball, is he gonna step up? Or if that big ass 8 foot unicorn Porzingis, who I don't know what the hell's wrong with him, is he gonna step up? I mean, is Peyton Pritchard gonna step up? Somebody's got to step up. If nobody steps up, even if Jalen Brown steps up, yeah, I think the Knicks win in 5. But Boston has championship DNA. We'll see if somebody can help Jalen Brown, or if Jalen Brown can even help his damn self, because he's had a very subpar series as well.
Yeah, he has. Now, as far as this Nuggets and Thunder series goes, man, this is a dogfight. I mean, just these two teams are so evenly matched. It's not even funny. And Kevin, you brought it up too, that I think the winner of this series is going to the NBA Finals. And possibly winning it all, because the West is a much stronger conference.
Yes, I agree. And I don't know about Minnesota. They still got to prove me wrong. I like what they've been doing, but I just think OKC is more talented than Minnesota, and I think Denver's just got championship DNA. So I think the winner of the Denver and OKC series really wins it all. If you honestly,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Same here.
Now, I do want to switch gears a little bit and talk a little Backlash, because, man, was that a great show in St. Louis. The crowd all night long was hot. Randy Orton and John Cena, as always, put on a masterclass, a clinic in that ring.
Delivered.
It was great. It was absolutely great. To me, there was really no weakness, in that card. I thought it was a very strong show.
I did
Yeah,
too.
it
I
was.
liked it, especially they finally gave a little bit of meaning to the kind of like the mid card class, like the women's intercontinental championship. I think that
That
actually
was
pushed
good.
Lyra very
Oh,
good.
that was the best match of the night.
Agreed.
Really
I like it.
interesting.
In my opinion, I mean, yes, Cena and Orton was good, but in my honest
Okay.
opinion, Becky
Okay.
against Lyra was the match of the night.
I mean, I'm not going to knock it. That's a hell of an opinion. I like it. I like it.
I tell you what, my favorite story was of the night, and that's the when Jeff Cobb came out there for
Oh
Solo.
yes,
And
when Jeff Cobb
what's
came
going
out.
on now? Jacob Fatu looks like I ain't having this shit. What? Fuck y'all. And he walked out. He's just like, you know what? Nah, I don't know what the hell y'all doing. I don't need y'all.
I'm telling you, something is gonna happen. Either Fatu's gonna turn on Solo, or Solo's gonna turn on Fatu.
Well, the way Fatu is over with the crowd, it would not surprise me he's going to be a babyface soon. At least turn on Solo. I think everybody wants to see that.
And
But
poor R-Truth. He did not have a good night. First, he got RKO'd by Randy. He got RKO'd by Randy Orton, and then he got an AA to the table.
And also,
from Cena.
I wasn't not to mention during the post show, R-Truth interrupted Cena, and R-Truth was saying, you know, John, there's still some people out there saying that you suck and that you can't wrestle. And then John picked up the microphone, turned to him, and said, Ron, if you say one more thing, I promise you there's going to be repercussions. And then Archie started talking again, and Cena was like, okay, through the table you go. Bam.
Oh my God. Hey, I wonder was that clip clickbait? Lazy reporting. Oh my God.
also, you think the Boston Celtics have it hard with what they're going through right now? It could be worse. Just look at the poor referees that had a referee the John Cena and Randy Orton match. I mean, they were getting
Oh
beat.
God.
Oh God, yeah.
And not to mention all those personalities they got RKO'd including Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis for a third time again.
So I'm about to say,
Sick of it.
I mean, Nick Aldis, I mean, Randy Orton has paid for 2 of the RKOs. So is he going to pay for another 2, including this one?
Probably. He'll pay for it. I don't care. I mean, it was a really good show. Really good show. And then last night, speaking of really good, woo! In Louisville, Kentucky, CM Punk.
And
What a
I'm
promo.
telling you, this whole thing between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and CM Punk and Sami Zayn, oh boy.
Well, it's interesting.
It
Because
is.
now the question is, who is the third man, or will Sami Zayn be the third man? I'm like, oh
I
man,
think
that's
I mean,
it.
honestly, I'm not thinking too far ahead on it right now, but somebody posted a picture of Zayn, Punk, and Jay Uso after they fought off Rollins and Breaker, saying, I don't trust Sami Zayn right now. And then underneath, they had that picture of when Seth Rollins first turned on the Shield, saying, I had PTSD. I honestly think it might be Sammy.
That's what I was looking at. Someone said there's always a plan B, and then they showed the Shield chair shot, and then they're
Yep.
showing Sammy with the chair. Like, oh man, that would be something.
Well, I mean, we'll probably find out. Not this upcoming Saturday, but the following Saturday, because Rollins and Breaker against Punk and Zayn is going to be on Saturday night's main
Hey,
event.
going back to going back to Backlash for a second. I found there was one interesting thing though. How about Michael Cole's heel tactics out there with the
Oh
tripping?
yes,
He turned up. He was out there in the apron. He tripped up Gunther. He grabbed him. Pat McAfee about had him. That was pretty funny. I got it.
Pat
that
McAfee's chest was built
was
like
pretty funny.
meat.
But I gotta say, to
And
be a
Cole, I
damn
mean,
what's the
Cole left the announce table to go to support Pat McAfee.
Hey, but I gotta admit, to be an ESPN personality and be a voice of like sports and then commentating WWE Raw, Pat McAfee
Pat
did pretty
McAfee
damn
does it
good. I
all,
gotta say,
man.
I gotta give him his credit. He did pretty damn good.
He hung in there with Gunther, man. That was really
He
good.
did. He
Yeah,
did.
could have
I
been worse.
mean,
It could have been a match like Michael Cole versus Jerry the King Lawler.
oh,
Oh
did you have to go
God,
there? Come
no,
on.
At least
no.
hey, at least Pat McAfee put on. I'll give him that. Hey,
Seriously, did you have to go there? Come on.
Oh
hey,
no,
that
Oh,
was
dude,
no.
that was a terrible match, and it went on for 14 pissing minutes.
man.
Oh my
Buck tied
gosh.
up with that.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what when John Cena said he was going to ruin wrestling. That's the first thing I thought. I said, "What's he going to do? Put Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler back in the match? On to the main event?" I said, "Gee,
Oh man, I still can't get over that country whipping match they had at Extreme Rules back in 2011 with Cole and
stop.
Swagger versus Jared and Kane Lawler, and good old JR Jim Ross.
Oh, please, please.
yeah,
Oh,
there's a lot of
Oh,
stuff. There's a lot of stuff in
oh.
WWE that's really
oh, oh,
that just
oh.
hurt my
And
soul.
let's not forget that match on Raw back in 2012 where John Cena took on Michael Cole.
Oh, please, you're killing me. You're killing me. Oh, just I'm so glad we are in the Triple H era. Oh, so glad.
Yeah, me
So
too.
glad. But
What
yeah.
about the insults CM Punk was giving Paul Heyman last night? Come here, you fat snake.
And I love when Rollins came out and Punk goes, "You're just your song is just a gimmick, kid. All you are is just a song." I'm like, oh my god.
What he said? Sometimes the bell's got to ring. And what he call him? He called him. He said, "Come on out here, you Timu Seth Rollins."
You Timu CM Punk.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
CM
yes,
Punk.
the team museum.
And then he told Paul Heyman, he said, "Come on, Paul, come on down to the ring. Waddle on down there, you walrus."
He also called him a penguin.
Oh yeah, no, he said, "Waddle around here, you penguin." Damn. I don't know. Something about CM Punk with the mic in his hands is still gold.
Yes, it is.
That was hilarious. He, especially right after Elimination Chamber when he got on the announce table and called The Rock a bald fraud. Look here, you bald fraud, Dwayne.
Oh man, yeah.
Punk spit bars.
When Punk is pissed off and he's just had enough of your shit, he's gonna let you know. And that was a fantastic promo by Punk last night. I mean,
I
just
mean,
so
Punk just knows how to deliver mind-blowing promos. I mean, going
What
back to where
about
he delivered that famous pipe bomb back in 2011.
mm-hmm.
he cut his
Amazing.
mic out?
Punk just says whatever is on his mind, seems like.
And you know when he's about to drop a bar too, like when he came out after Elimination Chamber was blasting synth and Rock and Cena. He took the Raw icon logo off of the microphone and threw it down. I said, "Uh oh, I already know where he's about to go." Said, "I'm about to get us kicked off of Netflix." I was like, "Oh boy, here we go." So who should I go after first? Oh, The Rock, the final boss. Listen here, Dwayne, you bald fraud.
So good.
Hey,
Oh
that's
my god.
and the bad part about it is he tells the truth about everything he says.
He does.
He
He
does.
does.
Hey, that's like Paul Heyman's his promo with Jey Uso last week.
Oh my god, it was so
Oh my
good.
god! And the bad part about it, even as a heel, and he was spot on. He was right. He was like, who turned on who? Who put me in that position? And then Roman Reigns, he did me like that. And then he was like, oh, I know Jey Uso. I know you ain't talking about turning your back on the tribal chief because you did it first. I'm like, damn. I'm like, well, he's telling the truth. I'm just,
Telling the
So
truth.
good. So good. I mean, it's just it's amazing, to think that we are in a different era. And even though Backlash was a 3-4 week, build, it over delivered. It
Yeah.
over delivered. And the key
It did.
storylines that they had delivered.
honestly, Saturday night's main event's looking like a pretty good card too. To
Mm-hmm.
start with, I'm actually enjoying. I didn't really like the last Saturday night main event. I mean, it was good, but this one seems like a whole lot better, especially with story building with
Mm-hmm.
Seth and Braun Breaker faction. That's gonna be even Raw next week with Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker 1-on-1. That's
Oh
interesting.
yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah.
And
Very
then
interesting.
idiot
Oh
Logan
God.
Paul. I think
Mm-hmm.
hell,
But yeah.
even the tension with the Judgment Day with Finn and Dom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some way, somehow, Dominic is turning face.
Got to the damn.
He
I've
got
never
to,
thought I
yeah.
heard from this damn community. What 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, for 2 months ago, you boo the damn guy and won't let him get a word out. Now at WrestleMania he wins and you pop the loudest about anybody in the damn night. What the hell is wrong with you? What? They're bipolar.
Oh, but I do want to bring this up from last night. Shout out to those 4 women in the middle of that ring: Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Roxanne Perez,
And Julia.
and Julia. Unbelievable tag team women's wrestling.
Definitely. That
A
was
tag team women's wrestling match that was a clinic. Those 4 girls went out there and killed it. Bravos to you women. Bravo.
yes, they did.
And it will be very interesting to see how tonight with these playoffs shape up and tomorrow, because we could be looking at our future Eastern and Western Conference matchups sooner than later. I mean, the Pacers and the Knicks look like they're going to be playing in the conference finals. It looks like the Timberwolves and is going to face whoever wins the Nuggets and Thunder series. I mean, it's crazy to think that we are now in an era of the NBA where, like you said, Kev, it is so hard to keep dynasties winning on a consistent basis, because since 2019, we have had parity. There's been a different champion in the last 6 years. And we could be looking at a brand new champion again if Boston does not come out of this series against the Knicks. It is really hard to keep championship teams together because how the salary cap is. And it's hard to keep star players or key role players on the same team for a long time because the cap just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So we shall see what will be happening in these next couple of days.
Yep.
Yep, that's true. Well, guys, I'm about to hop off here, fellas, for tonight.
Great job, dude.
Yes, sir. We'll see
All
y'all.
right, Kev.
See y'all. Peace.
Yep. Yep.
Peace out, bro.
Oh my god, I love the name Nico Harrison
Nico
Burner.
Harrison burner.
Kevin coming up with some creative names. As always, we love it. We freaking love it. Oh man. Oh man.
Hmm. Mm-mm-mm.
Well, anything else you can think of to talk about, Joey?
Let's see. Other
Oh,
than ready for the NFL schedule to drop tomorrow night.
yep. The NFL schedule drops tomorrow. And we cannot wait for that. Cannot wait.
Yeah, cannot wait. 8 o'clock on NFL Network and ESPN2. Check your local listings. Even though it seems like week 1 has already been leaked.
Yep. We will know tomorrow what is happening in the upcoming season. And next week
Yep.
we will be here breaking down the key games that are taking place in the 2025 NFL regular season.
But of course, all the international games were released today, and I am just so freaking ecstatic right now that the Washington Commanders are going to be playing in the first ever game in Madrid, Spain. I'm so thankful for that.
Nice.
The
Also,
first ever game in Madrid, Spain, week 11 against the Miami Dolphins.
and the Vikings are going to host back-to-back games overseas.
Yep. And not to mention the Jacksonville Jaguars only have one international game this year,
Interesting.
where they usually have like two or three. Nope,
Usually
they only
two.
got one this year.
Usually two, I believe.
Yeah, usually two. Because last year they played back to back
Yep.
in
And
London.
and if I'm a betting man, I bet you it's going to be the Vikings back to back. It's going to be between probably week 7 and week 8.
It's actually week 4 and week 5.
Ah, okay.
It's actually week 4 and week 5. Week 4 in Dublin, Ireland, they're playing the Steelers. And let me see who they're playing in week 5. Give me just a second. Let me pull it up here. Ooh. Oh, while I'm finding that. Ooh, this is an interesting matchup for Thanksgiving night.
What have we got?
The Rams and the Buccaneers.
Ooh,
Interesting.
that'll be interesting.
Let's see. And it looks like the 49ers and the Seahawks are officially playing in week 1. Let's see. Let me just pull it up here like this.
Yep,
Here we
tomorrow the
go.
schedule comes out.
Okay, yep. Week 4 and week 5 in Dublin, Ireland, it's going to be the Vikings and the Steelers, and then in week 5 in London, it's going to be the Vikings and the Cleveland Browns.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting. Well, we will know
Yeah,
all the games tomorrow.
yeah. Here's all the international games taking place this season. Week one, of course, in Sao Paulo, Brazil, is going to be the Chiefs and the Chargers. Week four is going to be the Vikings and the Steelers from Dublin. Week five, as I mentioned, in London, Minnesota, and Cleveland. Week six, also from London, is going to be the Denver Broncos and the New York Jets. Week seven in Wembley Stadium in London, it's going to be the Rams and the Jaguars. Week 10 from Olympic Stadium in Berlin, Germany, it's going to be the Falcons and the Colts. And wrapping up international week 11, as I mentioned earlier, in Madrid, Spain, the Commanders and the Dolphins.
All right. Can't wait till next week so we can recap all of these key games that are happening because all the Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night games will be revealed. Of course, we know the Eagles and the Cowboys will kick off the 2025 regular season. So looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Once we get these prediction battles going, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it is. And with that being said, Joey, any more things you want to talk about before we wrap this up?
Yeah. The Colt. It has been announced that the Indianapolis Colts are going to be playing the Denver Broncos at some point this season.
Oh
What
God,
if it's on Thursday Night Football?
no, no, please, for the love of God, for the love that is
Huh.
all holy, do not make me suffer on the week of my birthday again with another shitty Thursday night affair between the Colts and the Broncos. Oh, please do not do this to me. Please. Please. That's like trying to root for the Cowboys to be successful in the playoffs, but we know it's not going to happen. If the Broncos and Colts face each other on Thursday Night Football, just like the Broncos, it is the ride that will never end.
Oh man, just imagine if the Colts and Broncos play again on Thursday night.
Oh, God. Oh, God, if that happens, please. Just please.
God,
Please. Give me a shot of tequila, please. Please.
or better yet, I say about 7 o'clock. Go into the kitchen, take you some melatonin.
Yeah, that'll do the trick. Ah, please do not torture us football fans again and remind us. And please, oh, by the way, do not have this game in Denver because that's where the last shit show was between those two teams was.
Oh
In
well,
Denver.
thankfully, the game's in Indianapolis this year.
Oh, thank God. But still,
But
please
still,
no, don't please no Thursday night football, please, please, please. At this point, don't even put it on prime time. I'm sorry. I'm begging you, NFL, damn it. Listen
well, I
to
will
me.
say so. I will say so far the big game schedule is looking pretty straight up monstrous. I mean, with some of the matches that have already been confirmed, like we mentioned earlier, the week of Christmas Day, or yeah, the week of Christmas, the Commanders and the Eagles, followed by the Packers and the Bears in a doubleheader. Bears and the Eagles on Black Friday on Amazon Prime. Let's see. As we now know, the more than likely the Rams and the Bucks on Thanksgiving night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, the big game schedule is looking pretty beastie right now.
Yeah, it is.
Let's just hope it stays that way.
And let's just hope that the games are competitive.
Yeah, because my lord, if they, I mean, and I'm not saying that these two teams are probably going to play each other because I don't know if they are or not because I'm not looking at it right now. But by dear God, if they give us a Thursday night football game between the Panthers and the Jaguars, I'm going to pull my hair out.
Uh,
Seriously, though, if they give us a primetime game between the Panthers and the Jaguars this year, I'm going to pull my hair out.
ugh, ugh, torture.
But no, I can't really think of anything else.
Yep, I think I'm good for the rest of the night. We talked a lot about a lot of different things tonight. And looking forward to next week as we reveal and talk about some of the big games taking place during the NFL season next year or this upcoming year in 2025. Looking forward to that. Joey, final thoughts.
Well, it was great. It was great being back tonight. After being gone for almost a month because of some stuff going on. But yeah, it was great to be back. Um, that's pretty much it. I mean, enjoy the rest of the playoff. Enjoy the rest of playoff basketball tonight with the Nuggets and the Thunder game 5 tonight. And of course, can't forget about NXT, in which Trick Williams and TNA World Champion, the one and only Joe Hendry, will be making their match official for NXT Battleground for the TNA World Title.
Yep.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Yep.
Peace out.
Great job by you. Great job by K Rod, Kevin Rory, aka Nico Harrison's burner. Great name as always by Kevin, being very creative with his name choices on the sports show. And looking forward to having Ezra back with us here next week on the show as we break down the top games of the 2025 NFL regular season. Looking forward to another great show next week with you guys. It is so hard to believe that the month of May is flying by so quickly. Pretty much at the midway mark already for May. The playoffs in the NBA are hot and heavy. The playoffs in the NHL are hot and heavy. I mean, just a lot of great stuff going on. So much to cover. Even got a little wrestling talk. That's always fun. But it's always fun doing this show with you guys here in the chat. And thanks to Don for being in the chat. And again, happy birthday to your son, Noah, who was turning 14 today. Thank you for joining us here in the chat. And for those that tune in.
And of course, not to mention real fast. I'm not sure if you might have brought this up during before I was able to get on tonight, but we can't log off tonight, seeing as how we've been talking about wrestling, without giving our heartfelt condolences to the man known as Sabu.
Yes, I did bring that up, and it's unfortunate that this happened. I mean, the dude's 60 years old. He literally just wrestled his last match in Vegas during Mania 41 weekend. And it's just, it sucks. And all of us here on the sports show, we send our thoughts and prayers and condolences to the family and friends that knew him outside of the ring, in the ring. And he leaves behind a legacy that will live on in the hearts of all wrestling fans that watched him during his peak of his career in ECW and those crazy matches that he had with Terry Funk and Taz and Sandman and Tommy Dreamer. I mean, you name it. He's wrestled them all. He tagged with Rob Van Dam. Van Dam knew him well. I mean, his uncle was the original Sheik. I mean, and it's just crazy. It's really crazy to think that he was literally just wrestling his last match. And now he's gone. And we send our thoughts and prayers to his friends, his family that knew him, loved him. And pretty sure the guys and gal on the Nation's Corner will bring this up too on Saturday, because I know John in South Jersey had some deep connections to the world of ECW because he was there at the ECW arena watching Sabu tear it up along with the rest of the fellas in the ECW arena. Again, rest in peace to hardcore legend Sabu. You can follow us on Twitter or X at Owen_Sports Show, Facebook.com/Our Nation Sports Show, and where we are live on most Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 4 p.m. Pacific at YouTube.com/Our Nation Sports Show. And also, don't forget to follow our individual social media platforms. I'm at Stephen_Wyand. Joey is at Roll_Tide 1992. And K-Rod Kevin Rory is at That Night Again 10. And Ezra Vickery is at Deadman 469. Hijacker is at Mr. Mac, MISTAMACC. Check out his cigar channel, Smoke in the Bay, THA Bay. Check out, if you are a cigar enthusiastic lover, his YouTube channel is doing great with that. Check out his YouTube channel yet again, Smoke in the Bay. You can also follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner, Facebook.com/Nation's Corner, and where the guys and gal are live most Saturday nights where it's all right for fighting, watching some professional wrestling, and talking professional wrestling at YouTube.com/Nation's Corner. 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Join the guys and gals as they recap all things wrestling. And with that being said, tonight we are out of here. We are done. We will see you guys next week on another edition of Our Nation Sports Show, where we talk about all things in the world of sports. Can't wait to be on here with you guys next week as we give our thoughts on the 2025 NFL regular season schedule as it will be revealed tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Look at that. I just covered all the time bases, baby, when it comes to North America. Fuck yeah. And with that being said, we are out of here, everybody. So with that being said, for K-Rod, Kevin Rory, JT, Joey Thornton, Ezra Vickery, Randy Gyron, William Gyron, and of course our favorite cat, Sprocket, I have been your host for this evening, Stephen Wyand. And with that being said, take care of your wild selves. Enjoy the rest of your week with your family and your friends. And oh, before I forget, I hope all the mothers out there, including my mother, I know she did, to all the mothers out there, I hope you all had a wonderful Mother's Day this past Sunday, celebrating your time with your kids, your grandkids, and all of that stuff. I got to spend time for 4 glorious days in Columbus, Ohio. The greatest thing to hit the state of Ohio. No, it's not the Cavaliers or the Browns. It was us. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good night. Bang. And with that being said, we are out of here. We had a great time at Sonic Temple over the weekend, and looking forward. Myself and my father are going down to Tampa this weekend to hang out with some family and go to AC/DC in Tampa at the Buccaneers Stadium. It's going to be a lot of fun. Recap that next week, and along with the NFL schedule coming out next week. So with that being said, we are out of here. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the sports. Enjoy the wrestling. Most of all, don't do nothing illegal. Peace.